Welcome, fellow seekers of challenge and triumph, to the SufferSooner podcast. Join us on a journey where ordinary souls embark on extraordinary endeavors. From the relentless grind of gravel to the punishing gauntlet that is triathlon, we've tasted our fair share of suffering. So fellow endurance warriors, let's lace up our shoes, strap on our goggles, and dive headfirst into the challenge, knowing that with every step, stroke, and pedal forward, we grow stronger together.
All right, guys, welcome to episode 81. It's going to be a hodgepodge of different topics today. We're going to kick things off with some of our favorite clickbait articles and headlines from some of the YouTube videos. We know it's like a slow time of the year, so everybody's trying to get the viewership up. So we're just going to have a little review on some of the clickbait articles and stuff. And then we're going to get into some other stuff. We're going to talk about how we're changing our training plan already. We haven't even started. What tire choices we got planned out for Unbound. We haven't even seen the course yet.
Yeah, right.
And then, some food stuff and some strength workout stuff. One of my favorite things this time of year, too, is the clickbaity YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Is Zone 2 really helpful?
Oh, my God. I about threw my computer through the window.
Does Zone 2 really work?
They're right. When we asked Amigo San Milan, the leading expert on Zone 2, and
the fact that there's a leading expert on Zone 2 tells you everything you need to know about the answer to that question.
Yeah. And it's basically the answer. Do you have time for it?
That's right.
Good Lord. It's
But the funny thing is the same type of article was written a year ago about this time where it's like,
does
really
the
need Zone 2?
FTP test really matter?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. But, it's a good metric. Like, should you know your max heart rate? Yeah, you probably should. Should you test it every week? Probably not. All right? You should do it once and be like, okay, this is what it is.
I will say, I think one thing I've learned is, we know FTP is not the end all be all. But it's a great way to make sure you're in the right intensity levels when you do your workouts. But other than that, I could give a crap less about what my FTP is, because I know there are people out that we have outridden on any given race that they have a higher FTP and probably a higher watts per kilo than either one of us, and we beat them. Just like we've been beaten by people who have lower FTPs and higher watts per kilo than we do. So like at the end of the day, I don't need a clickbait article or video to tell me that it doesn't really matter. I know, I've seen it. I've been out there riding. I pay attention when I ride.
Yeah, exactly. You want to see improvement, right?
Yeah.
The specialized gravel team. How do you feel about that?
Keegan? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Keegan and Matt Beers going to
Specialized.
It's
just the best getting better. I don't know what's your problem here.
I don't like the whole team aspect of gravel racing. I don't think there should be teams.
What it is.
I know it's the way it's going to go.
But it's racing though.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to have teams.
Yeah, but so here's the problem. You can't enforce. Don't be a team.
No, you can't. Right. You can't enforce.
Oh wait, that guy's riding too close to a wheel. Looks like he's doing a teammate-like move. Well, you can't enforce it. So
no, exactly.
So just
but I'm just saying,
then
why have
Here's my thought. It's like if
I can't play baseball by myself, doesn't mean you can't.
I forgot where you're going with this.
I don't know. I kind of lost it too. That's a true team sport. I can ride my bike by myself.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So I can't play baseball by myself. Yeah. What am I going to do? Pitch it and then hit it and then go catch it? Field it? And
you do what everybody else
out?
did as a kid, and just toss the ball in the air and then
hit it. But that's not playing. That's just hitting the ball.
But
just playing with yourself.
That's a different YouTube channel.
And a different bat for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But I look at it as if somebody wants to ride to support another person and not have any glory for themselves, then so be it.
No,
it's what it is.
No,
so be it. No. It's no different than Talladega Nights, man.
No.
Well, but if I let you win,
Yeah, but then how will I?
How will I win? Yeah, you're right.
I just don't. Again, I don't think gravel lends itself to team tactics, and if you do,
then what?
It's already super boring.
If it doesn't,
if you think about gravel right now, it's already probably the most boring thing out there
to watch,
and it's going to be even more boring if we have teams.
I don't know about that. I mean, so
even for racing, it's just going to be like, well, why do I? The thing will happen is, well, I'm not in the lead of the points for this lifetime Grand Prix, so why do I give a crap? Like, Keegan, get up there. You're the leader. Start pulling. I think it just adds a unneeded dynamic to the race.
But you're contradicting your own argument. If there's no need for team tactics, then why are you worried if there are team tactics?
No, I'm just saying it will. I mean, there is. You can. I mean,
what are you worried about?
You can have team tactics. Yes, it's a race. You can have team tactics, just like they do in F1 and all the and NASCAR and all that other stuff. You can have team tactics, but I just don't think it's not going to make the racing any better. I think it's going to make it worse.
How does it make it worse though?
Because then you do what you have now. You have a peloton that controls the race. You let a small breakaway, then it gets pulled back.
Yeah, but I think what you don't have I think what gravel does I generally agree with you about, like, you know, I would fear that gravel would turn into road racing on bigger tires.
Yeah.
But I think gravel offers something that road racing will never offer, which is the variability of terrain. And that forces, like, no amount of draft will help you when the terrain gets grindy.
It's true.
And if, you know, you got to put out energy, you know how it is riding gravel. You get no free miles. Do you get draft? Sure, you get draft, but you get 0 free miles. You don't get to just coast in the peloton. Like, you see the power numbers of these peloton guys, like, they are just literally like barely on the pedals.
Yeah,
like,
100 watts.
You and I could probably get sucked along in a peloton. You put us in the middle of a peloton, we could hang on for a little while.
Yeah.
Not all day. Don't get me wrong. We're not riding 6 hours in a peloton.
No.
But I bet we could hang on for 10 minutes, maybe. I don't know, because you look at the power those guys are putting out. They're not putting out that much power.
Right.
Not the guys in the middle. Now up on the front they are. Those guys are.
Yeah.
Guys in the back that are playing yo-yo off the back, they're putting in power. But the guys in the middle, they're just in a freaking vacuum.
I don't know. Like, I hate to be the spirit of gravel guy.
Yeah.
But I think maybe it will be the most entertaining thing that's out there.
I don't think it'll have an effect. And it's already happening.
Well, I know. I think it's going to happen. I think they're going to do it. But my thing is you're going to have these teams, and then everybody who's a privateer is going to be like, "Fuck you! I'm not on a team.
Yeah.
So you fucking pull. I'm not doing shit."
Yeah.
And then you're going to have you're going to have racing that's basically team dictated, and then if you're lucky, the privateers are going to take advantage of it, and they're going to sneak away with a win. That would be exciting.
But if there's ever an opportunity for somebody to be a breakaway specialist, it's in gravel. You can break. I mean, look at what happened at Unbound last year.
Yeah, but that was all because everybody was expecting Keegan to pull.
Well, okay, but I mean,
I know, but
if that's what you guys want to play,
it's not my fault that the pelotons is like.
I know, but if that's the game, but if these guys want to play team tactics, then you're going to get burned by that because you're all expecting the guy over here to pull, but he's like, why would I pull? I don't have to pull today.
Yeah, I don't have to pull. I'm already in the head. I can lose this.
I can lose this race. I'll play the game, and that's what he did. It's like, don't get me wrong. I'm sure he wants to win Unbound.
Yeah, but
at the same time, it's like he's playing the bigger game because he's in the Grand Prix. Now, if Unbound was the only race of the year, I'm sure he would have done what he needed to do to win that race. But that actually made the race extremely boring because the breakaway was never challenged.
And then they even got like the free ride off.
Guess what's going to happen this year?
Side-by-side car.
Yeah, guess what's probably going to happen this year? I bet you if there's a
breakaway gets shut down.
Everybody's going to be going after breakaways. Yeah. Think that's not going to be exciting?
Yeah. No, that, again, I think, years when you have like a tactic play out, then, it makes the next year's race like even better. Like when you saw when Vanderpool did that, at not Strade Bianchi, but Flanders.
Yeah,
he did that like 40 kilometer
where he just
solo breakaway.
Yeah,
so then, like the year he did that, he got away with it. The next year, not getting away.
No, that's right.
It was like
not happening again.
It's so funny. Like I love the fact that like cycling. If you watch enough cycling, you from year to year, you can see like, oh, that didn't work. But then you see somebody like, well, it worked about 4 years ago. Let me try it. Let me see if that same tactic can work. And sometimes it pulls off. Sometimes they forget. It's like, and it happens over again. But
GC Coos, right? Same thing. Like nobody's gonna let that guy ever have the lead at the Giro again. Nope. He's done. One and done. But yeah, I don't know. I like the fact that there was a change. I mean, like I said, Specialized, the best just got better. So, it's part of it.
Yeah, of course you would. You guys smell your own farts, you fucking weirdos.
Yeah, you just wish you could smell greatness too.
Yeah, no. I can't smell it because I'm in front of you. It's the problem. Pulling you along. No, I don't think that. One, I don't think team tactics are going to play out the way that the sponsors want them to.
No, I don't think so. That's why I'm not worried about it. Yeah. This is not going to turn into road racing, in my opinion.
I worry that the average viewer is going to think that.
I don't think anybody's watching it anyway.
What? The new to gravel, the converts.
I don't think anybody's watching
who want to watch, who are like, "What's this Unbound thing? I want to watch it." And then they watch it once, and they're like, "What in the f did I just do?"
See, this is the problem with cycling in general. I don't think it's a sport that does very well with TV viewership. It's just not. I mean, I get road racing does with Tour de France, and I mean, but you think about that for a second. Name the cycling events that you will sit down and watch end to end. None of
all
them.
The spring classics.
You don't sit down and watch them end to end.
Well, I don't watch.
Okay, you don't sit down and watch.
No, I would. I would watch Flanders end to end. I would watch the Tour de Flandern.
My point is that
there's very few of us. I get that, but for the most part, like I don't need to watch it. I could just watch the last 30 minutes,
exactly.
Or I could watch the last 10 seconds.
Exactly. So all the tactics and stuff that led up to that are kind of irrelevant,
right?
And my point is my point though is that that this is not a sport that lends itself to somebody sitting down on TV watching it. This is a sport that lends itself to the people who do it, understand how difficult it is, and they appreciate what's being done so they can watch it in spurts. But even the most dedicated people that I know rarely will sit down and from bookends and watch the whole thing through. You have to get like you're not sitting there for 6 hours on the couch. Why? Because most of us are also active people. We don't have 6 hours to sit around. Now, if you're doing an indoor ride and you want to watch it, that's one thing. My point is, again, there aren't that many people that actually just sit and watch these things and really dial into the tactics of it all. So as far as I'm concerned, like I wouldn't worry about the tactics and viewership and all of that kind of stuff. For me, it's more about, is there an unfair advantage that's being gained by doing this? And I do think it hurts because gravel is not a deep enough sport to have money across teams to be able. So what I actually fear is a team like a Specialized, they're going to put a lot of money in. Why? Because it's an investment. Because if they can get their guys to the front, they sell more bikes. Like there's a direct thing there. And so they have the power team, and to them, it's an investment that pays off with more revenue, not through TV viewership.
So what you're saying is, don't buy Specialized, boycott Specialized, hashtag buck the trend.
No, I didn't quite say that, but I do think about like the smaller teams, or even people who don't have a team, like there's no money there, and like you can see in road racing, the teams that have money to spend on research and trial and error of different equipment, they gain that necessary advantage that nobody else will get,
Yeah, when you're fighting for that 1%.
Yeah, that's the problem. And that's why I say it. But I think the beauty is the variability of gravel and the terrain. And I think the same is true in mountain biking. That's why when you look like mountain biking, the things that like Nino Schurter did, like unreal to be able to do that, but it's just pure athletic ability.
Yep.
And I'm not going to insinuate there's anything beyond athletic ability there, but it's like
he's a once in a generation talent.
Yeah. So like, but beyond that, I mean, you even look at Cross and you look at, Vanderpool, but he has Wout van Aert that is constantly there just nipping. So like there's fractions of differences between them that create that gap. And that's the stuff that teams with money that they can close those gaps, because that little bit of an advantage will help. But if you're a smaller team, you don't have access to that, you'll never sniff the podium. You know, unless there just happens just like as if you or I sniffed a podium, it's because it's the right stars aligned and it just happened to work out.
And people didn't pay attention to us.
That's right.
They're like, that dude's too fat. He's coming back.
No way. He's coming back.
He's coming back.
He'll come back.
There's no way he can pull that hard.
Yeah. So
the pro Ironman, they're trying to do 12-meter drafting to 20-meter drafting. I would say the bigger the drafting, the better, because Ironman needs to be a sport where there's no drafting.
Isn't Ironman supposed to be you against yourself and the clock?
Yeah, but in the pro ranks, like you get a bit of a drafting benefit, especially at the speeds that they go.
No, I get it. I get the benefit, but my point is Ironman fundamentally is a person against themselves and the clock.
Right. But the thing is like you get to draft on the swim and you can draft on the run, but you can't draft on the bike.
Is there proven advantage by drafting on the run? On the run?
Well, on the run, yeah. For those guys, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about
that.
You
know about it because you're
drafting on the run?
You're the smallest one. You're always behind me.
Yeah, but I don't.
Anytime you have to run in front, it's like
I would not say there's an advantage in there. I would not say that at all. I'm not convinced I'm not convinced there's a legitimate advantage even in a marathon. I'm not convinced these guys aren't running 20 miles an hour. I mean, you're talking about running 10
miles an hour. If you're running what is it, 6-minute miles?
Yeah. So you're running, even if you're running 10 miles an hour, you're not getting an aerodynamic advantage off of that. Yeah.
I don't know. I got
6 miles an hour. If you're running
10-minute miles. If
10-minute
6 mile miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't see it. I don't see where you're actually getting it. Now swim, you can make the argument you do get a little bit of a draft on a swim. I do appreciate that, but it's such a minuscule savings in the grand scheme. Like bike drafting, there is a clear demonstrable 20 to 30% energy savings by drafting.
Yep.
If you draft in the right positions.
Yeah.
And especially if you start getting a chain of people, then those people get even better advantages. So what you want the triathlon to turn into the road racing series?
No, I don't.
No, I know, but that's what I understand. Yeah. Like, what's the point? What's the angle here?
No, so I think the further draft, like it's proven that like 16 meters, you still get a draft, especially in a line of people. Yeah. So going to 20 meters, it's pretty much negligent. There's a semi truck between you and the next guy.
Yeah.
So there's really not much of a draft.
Yeah.
At all.
No. I mean, if you're adhering to the rules, there's no draft.
Yeah. And that's what I'd like to see is that taken out. But the other part that I would like to see is I'd like to see more enforcement in the amateur ranks.
Yeah. Well, that's for sure.
Because again, if you're a really good runner, let's say you're in a half marathon, or a half Ironman, your penalty's only like a minute or 2 minutes.
Yep.
Maybe 5.
Yeah.
No, it's 5.
It's 5.
It's 5 for
If you get
5 for a full drafting.
Yeah.
And it's like 2 minutes or a minute and a half, or something like that. A minute for a half marathon.
Yeah.
That's still you could draft off me. Mm-hmm. And only have to run 8-minute miles, and basically you're still faster than me. You end up winning.
That's my point. Like there's a major advantage gained by drafting off the bike, and it's enough to significantly influence the final rankings. And I have Ironman can do what they want. I just have a fundamental problem of like that's not really the spirit of a triathlon event anymore.
Right. I mean, especially in the amateur ranks. Like again, I thought I was getting in trouble because I didn't do a proper pass, but I was also going up a hill, and I was like, I'm not going to
see if there's going to be anything. I would actually argue like passing, especially like there should be a lot more relaxed on anything that involves a hill and passing.
I think the judges seem to be a little bit more lenient on that part because there was times where I kind of encroached into the distance, and I knew I did, but I was. Basically, they were going up the hill, and I was basically coming into the flat.
Yeah.
And so
there's a transition.
Yeah, and it wasn't like I was moving.
Right.
I basically like I immediately backed off. So there was like the intent part. Like I wasn't intentionally drafting. I was just in the zone.
And I think honestly, even
like
if
the guys that got busted off of drafting off of me, I looked at my shadow and I see them right on my wheel. I was like, oh, I guess we're doing that.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. There's a clear, and that's the thing. I mean, anybody that's done this, you can tell when somebody's getting an unfair advantage.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it's one thing to get an advantage and a brief advantage. And if you're willing to self-correct it, meaning, shoot, I accidentally got in on the rider in front of me. I drafted for a little bit. I'm going to back off, and actually not just back off, but give that distance back.
Yeah.
Like within a reasonable amount of time. I'm not only going to go back to where I was, where I'm now within the legal range. I'm also going to give the time back, any time back that I might have gained. Like I'm just going to just let them go a little bit, and then I'm going to kind of creep back up on them. See, if you do something like that to me, if I was a judge, I'd like, okay, you recognized it. You gave up any advantages that you might have had. You coasted it or whatever. People behind you could have caught up to you. Like there's plenty. You gained zero. In fact, you maybe even lost some time.
Right.
So you've already penalized yourself. That's self-policed it. Great. I'd be all for that. But so I kind of like the idea of like, hey, you kind of can tell if somebody's trying to gain a clear advantage, and then they're just sitting there, and then they're like, oh, whoops,
yeah. I would like to see, especially in the amateur ranks, like the penalty for drafting probably be a little bit higher than it is. The pros, again, you're talking about 1% difference.
Yeah. So if you get any penalty,
so them getting like a 2-minute penalty, that could be their race.
Could knock them out of a podium spot.
That could definitely knock them out.
Yeah.
For amateurs like us, getting a 2-minute penalty, somebody who can run faster than me.
There's 10 minutes between you and the next age grouper in front of you.
Yeah, right? Exactly. So it's like, I think because what happens is you get into, especially in the back half of these Ironman events, and I've been a kind of a proponent of this too, is that you have the pro field, and then you have the competitive age groupers, and then you have the just finishers.
Yeah.
Like
you got the trio there.
You have those 3 categories. So the competitive amateurs, they're there to race like they are pros. They're subject to all the same rules and regulations. They're guaranteed, if they get a podium, slots and all that stuff.
Yeah.
If you're just an Ironman, I want to finish.
I just participate.
Yeah, I just participating. Then again, go do whatever
be a lot more relaxed.
Yeah, super relaxed. Make sure they're safe. They're not drafting off each other or riding 4 abreast or something like that. Like you're just trying to keep them safe and alive towards the end of the. And
there's a clear split on the road too. When
there's a huge. There's There's all of us that are competitive. We try to be. Stay within it.
Well, there's people like me. They're like the last out of the swim, but then the second on the bike.
Yes.
So
there's a lot of ground that's covered.
a lot of time made up. Yeah. So
but I would like to see like something like that happen. I think just a little bit more. I think there's a space for the competitive amateur.
Yeah.
I think there's enough of us that would kind of like to be. We're not pro. We're not good enough for
we know we're not pro.
And we know we're not beginner. Right?
Yeah.
But we'd like to be like, I don't know.
Well, you want the rules enforced as if it's a pro. Yeah. It's not any different than any other sport. I kind of liken it to I'll go back to my baseball coaching days. It's like when you coach kids long enough and you get them to the high school ages, the games aren't officiated like they're 9-year-olds anymore. The game is officiated as if it's a minor league or a major league game.
Yeah.
The
rules are all the same.
Yeah, you might get an umpire that'll call like a strike that's a half a ball off the edge of the plate. In major leagues, that would never happen, not intentionally. Minor leagues, that would never happen. But in high school ball, that's getting called. Otherwise, the game's going to be 10 days long.
Yeah.
But it's, for all intents and purposes, it is managed like a major league game, like a professional game. So. And you want that because that way you can tell who's really the most talented and which team is really the best team. And just like here, what you're wanting to do is who is the fastest triathlete on this course,
right? And
you want that officiated with all penalties applied, just as if it was a pro.
Right.
For sure. Now the rest of us, it's like, So if I gained a 3-minute advantage by drafting off Travis's wheel, okay. So what did I get instead of 168th spot? I got 166th. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess congratulations. I think.
Yeah.
I think that's the word you use.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
nice work.
Yeah, good job, buddy. It's just instead of you doing, your half Ironman in 5 hours, you did it in 4. Instead of 6 hours, you did it in 5.
I say bad example because there are people that are like, well, I just needed to get like 6 minutes and I would have broke 11 hours.
Yeah. So again, I think that kind of stuff is, that's the biggest thing in triathlon is that drafting part. And as somebody who creates a huge draft and is usually the one that's drafted on the most, I'm acutely aware of it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not like I intentionally be like, hey buddy, get on my wheel. Like I'm not on triathlon. I'm trying to drop all of these guys.
And there's a lot of gravel races where I'll be up behind you or I'll get up beside you and I'll be like, you got a train behind you. You might want to unless you want to pull these guys around all day, you might want to do something different.
And it's just from the years of triathlon. I mean, Danny can sense it. I just get to riding and I'm just putting out that constant power.
Yeah.
And I'm not paying attention to what's going on behind me.
Yeah.
And then he'll come up and be like, dude, you got a train. And I'll look down. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, here, you guys get up here.
Exactly.
What are you doing? And they're like, we're going to, great pull, buddy. Thanks for
anymore you're even lucky to get a great pull. Most of these guys are just riding by you silent. Like, what are you, a bunch of mutes out here? Like, what's going on?
Gosh, so right.
Like, at least give me a thank you, but I mean, that's the thing with gravel side of it is these guys will just take the free ride. I mean, I'm guilty. I've taken free rides. So
no, but I think that's just a smart play though, right? Like I can't fault people for making a smart play. If it's a race, yes. If I wasn't paying attention and I pulled you all the way up to the next group and I pulled like 5 or 6 dudes with me and I didn't know they were back there. I mean, that's on me, not on them. They're the smart ones for being like, oh, let's get onto this Yahoo.
I don't mind in a gravel race, like if the pace line is already rotating, I'm happy to take my pulls for sure. Right. I mean, that's just, if you don't, you're just kind of the asshole, right? If you're not taking your pull, or if you're short pulling,
or you're on a single speed.
If you're on a single speed, you get a free pass.
Yeah, you don't have to pull.
I mean, a lot of these guys do.
They do, but they don't have. I don't expect them to pull. I do not.
If you got bars, you're better to get your ass to the front.
Yeah.
But the rest of us, like if it's a pace line and it's rotating, I try to time like how long the average pull is, and I try to fit in the average. Sometimes
keep tabs on the
short pulls and keep an eye on that But like,
I think that's just group riding too.
Yeah, right. But if I roll up on somebody or if somebody passes me and then I just hitch onto their wheel, you pass me, dude. That's on you. I'm riding that wheel all day long. I don't care.
Yeah.
Now, if I just happen to roll up on somebody or a couple of people or something, I'll just kind of gauge it. I don't want to just sit there and take the free ride. But if they're like, hey, this is the pace I'm riding at, I don't mind taking a free ride. But I try not to like I try to offer a pull. You know what I mean? Like I'll try to offer it. I know you don't. Yeah, you don't, because it just naturally happens because people just get in behind you.
Yeah, and then I just get annoyed.
Right. Well, I do too. I get it. So that remember at Unbound last year when I took that pull and I took over for our deal. I took over the tempo at the front for you and I, and then I look back and there's a freaking line of 8 or 10 guys back there. I'm like, well, what the hell? Like, I think I pulled for like 15 minutes on that stretch. I swear I don't know if it probably wasn't that long, but it felt like it.
It was a while.
I
was off the back watching them go.
Yeah. And I look back and I didn't see you and I see them. I'm like, what the hell? And none of them said a word. Like, no, thank you.
That's the one thing I would say that I don't like about Unbound is the race part.
Yeah. Because people are way too serious.
They're just, they are
wound way too tight.
Up their ass on Unbound.
Way too tight.
They're like, this is a professional race and we're all professional
world's
gravel
premier event.
Yeah, it's like, bro, calm down. We're in the middle of Kansas.
Yeah, let's have some fun out here.
Yeah. We're gonna be out here a while.
Right. I don't care how good you are, you're still gonna be out here a long time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyway, I don't know. I think Ironman's trying too hard on some things too. So
they got to, because the T100 series is just
eating them alive.
It's just eating them up. They're using that Race Ranger and it's to good effect, and people are like, well, why the F aren't you guys using it? The pros want the same thing that everybody else wants. They want to see who's the best, right? They don't want to see who's getting the fair advantage,
right?
And you see it at some races. When the Uber bikers show up, there's a pack of them, and if it's a 16-meter draft, you cannot physically get onto them or past them.
Right.
You know, the way the rules are set up, there's just no way.
Yeah.
So it's not racing. It's just basically if you can get out of the swim with the Uber bikers, then you're pretty good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't follow the triathlon side as much as you do, of course, but just generally, just my observation is Ironman is clearly in trouble in a lot of different ways. You can always tell because they're trying too many new things at once.
Well, what I've gotten a lot too from, and I put I usually have my ears out with, with the local people that I know, and this community is so small. I pretty much know everybody. Sure. That especially in the Kansas City area, or at least know of them. And a lot of people are like not doing Ironman events this year. They're just the cost for the half right now. If you wanted to do Omaha, I'm gonna look it up.
I think
it was like $500.
Okay,
so almost $600.
It's $700 by the time you pay for travel, hotel. Yeah. You're talking almost $1,000.
It's like $1,000 to do a half.
and I get it. Cost of everything's gone up. So I mean, I can understand some of that. But
maybe $534 right now if you wanted to go.
Yeah, I had to go back and see what the half was when we did Des Moines a few years back. I'm curious.
It was four something. It was $450.
That sounds about right.
Or something like that.
Because the full was like 7 something.
Yeah, it was less. It was like I think with the fees and stuff, it was like $400.
Yeah. So I mean,
and I get that, like everything, but maybe triathlon can cut out a little bit of the aid stations. I don't know. Maybe you make the volunteer stuff a little bit less, or you make.
I don't know. I'm not going to try to solve their problems for them.
I'm
happy if they want to hire me as a consultant. I'd be happy to help them out. But I mean, seriously, like I guarantee there are ways for them to save money and help lower costs, or at least reduce the rate of increase. And I guarantee there are ways.
Dude, you get a event gear. You get a backpack and a shirt. Then you get a medal and a chamois towel.
Nice. Yeah. The giveaways are always good.
On-course nutrition and post-race food. Yeah. So pizza and mortal. And then you get age group awards.
Yeah. Well, I think that stuff's all good. I mean, I just, again, I know this stuff's not cheap to put on. And who knows, I don't know what all the costs are that they deal with.
Obviously not paving the fucking roads.
That's true. There is some truth in that. They clearly do not pay for that.
The amount of spray paint that they used on the Wisconsin course.
That needs a budget line item on its own.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's the other thing too. They should, quite honestly, they, to the extent they can, should be more selective about the cities are going to do these things. And if they, the cities don't, here's the thing. I don't know. Maybe it does not have as big of an economic impact on the city as you think it does. I mean, but
yeah, maybe.
If it does, think the city.
From my experience with triathletes, is they spend a lot of money on their gear and stuff, but they don't spend a lot of money on other things.
Yeah, well, that's because you can't afford it.
Yeah, exactly. so
it's not a poor man's sport. That's for sure. So.
They don't spend a lot of money on eating out because most of them probably end up bringing their own food and cooking their own food.
And there's also a health side of that too. I mean, I'm guilty of we go places I like to eat out.
Yeah, and then the 6 things I wish I knew for gravel riding. That's one of my favorites. What do I wish I'd known before?
Right.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't jump down this rabbit hole.
Don't buy a gravel bike.
Don't obsess about tires. Just ride.
Well, I think, I mean, there's some truth in that.
Well, we are 20 weeks out, Danny, from Unbound. What tires you running?
All kidding aside, I've thought about, because I mean, it's hard. We're going on the South Course. Right. It's not as chunky and gritty as the North Course, so it should be easier on the tires. Yeah. And it was the last time we did it. Right.
You gonna have a mud set?
Well, that's what I was thinking about. Like, should I have some tires that are mud tires ready, just in case if it looks like it's gonna be a muddy year? Yeah. I might. I'm
thinking like 32 or 30.
Like some 35s,
or 34s,
or even maybe some 38s that have real good knobs on them.
Yeah, or like they have some knobs, but then they have like a smooth channel in between.
Yeah,
I'm blanking on the tire.
Yeah.
right now, but I'll think about it.
I mean, we've had great success. Even in the mud year, we had great success with the Pathfinders, the old Pathfinders on the South Course.
Yeah, and that's just because they were smooth and you could just
and then not only that, but they have great puncture resistance. Now, again, you don't have to worry as much about punctures on the South Course. I mean, there's still some spots, but you don't have to worry as much. But I've thought about this being a year, maybe I take a plunge into some other brands and see if maybe some of them are living up to the hype. But it's one of those things, like I feel like I did enough research when I picked Pathfinder to begin with. I'll probably stick with the Pathfinder. I mean, I do like the we did now last year we rode the Terras, is that what they're called? And I really like those tires, but I think they're probably just too much bite for that course. I just don't think you need that much. Now, the North Course, you needed it because there's so much loose and chunkier stuff. But I mean, there's only a couple. Who knows what the course is going to be? But if it sticks to what it has been before, there's only going to be a few sections that are real chunky, so you can kind of get through it on the Pathfinders.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, you didn't really want to go into the deep dive there, did you?
Fell for it, guys.
I know, right? Suckers. Hook, line, and sinker. Reel them in. So, yeah, I don't know. It's something that's always in the back of the mind, but I don't
really think about it too much. I'm kind of one of those that like I've made the decision.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about tires for Unbound yet.
Yeah.
I'll get to that probably, a month beforehand and then panic.
My thing is that it's hard to so I have some Pathfinders now that are the newest model that came out last year. And I will definitely run the widest ones I can, depending on the conditions. Right. I mean, if it's muddy, I have to go narrower and knobbier, but I'll go with the largest tire I can. I'll probably go with the Pathfinders, the most recent Pathfinders, because that's what I have. But the problem is Specialized has this knack for releasing new tires early in like March and then not having them in stock.
Yeah.
You can't get them anywhere. And
so they're probably going to release what was it, the 48 or...
They probably released a 50.
The 50 mil Pathfinder.
Yeah, the ones
because
that
they didn't, because that's what everybody wanted, and then they only did the 46, and we all have 48 Pathfinders, and I'm like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, and then you won't be able to get them anywhere.
Right.
So anyway, I don't know.
So yeah, I think for this one I may opt for a faster rolling tire. That's going to be a little bit faster than the Pathfinder.
So I was thinking with the switching brands, there's a couple of brands that I know have lower rolling resistance. Of course, you almost always sacrifice puncture resistance when you do that. But
yeah, but I think when we do the rides here, and then we may end up doing a couple recon rides, just having that, just kind of seeing what everything's like, because I think. There is, like you said, a couple of sections of the South Course that are chunky and technical, and if you can when they release the course, then we'll know more. Mm-hmm. I may opt for like a faster rolling tire because I may need the extra little bit of watts to get me over the goal.
To get the goal. That's right. Yeah. So see, you took the bait. You took it too. You went right.
Oh, dude! You
can talk tires all day long.
We can talk bike stuff, and I mean, this is what this is what I do. Like this is all I do all day, every day. I talk to all my athletes about this kind of stuff. They ask me all these questions, and I come up with the answer, or I look up the answer, and all this other stuff. Or like, I watched this YouTube on how to swim faster freestyle, and I'm like, oh, so you watch so and so, and they're like, oh, how'd you know? And I'm like,
because I watched it
the
too.
Same video.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm there with you.
Yeah. What I don't like though, and back to the kind of the point of the like clickbait stuff, is I don't like the clickbait tire stuff. Now there are a couple of good resources out there that actually do tire testing.
Yep.
Maybe we can link to one of those, or if anybody has any questions you want to know, you can
bicycle ask rolling resistance, man.
Yeah,
I pay the monthly subscription, and I vote for the tires that they test.
Yeah,
it's one of the things I pay for out of pocket. I love it.
Yeah.
Again, it is a wheel on a drum.
That's right.
It's not real world.
No, but
your stuff, your real world experience, or your real world values testing will differ. Yeah. So don't think of it as the gospel. It's not the gospel. It's just there to give you kind of an idea of like, does this tire outperform this tire?
Right. And that's the thing. But there's a few folks also that actually do test on a circuit court, course that they have made, and they do a very good job with it. So anyway, point is like, tire choice is up in the air, but don't the clickbait stuff. Like, gosh dang, like, it drives me nuts. Like,
which bike should I get for 2026? Right. It's just like, good Lord.
Yeah.
The best bike I've ridden all year long. Right. Here you go. Yeah. Here it is.
Or train like the pros, man. Train like the pros.
Oh my God.
Yeah, train like the pros. Okay, yeah. So when I get 35 hours a week to train,
let me see how my spouse likes that.
That's right.
I'm training like a pro, babe.
Yeah, yeah. Are you getting the money of a pro? Okay, then stop.
Yeah,
just stop.
It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah,
yeah. The training like a pro always it cracks me up. Like, what are the pros doing? Whatever their coach tells them to do is what they're doing. Yeah, they act like they're doing some kind of secret training thing, and they may be doing something secret, which their coach only knows. But here's the deal: their coach is watching every aspect of their training, and they're on a team, and they're getting paid millions to be on that team, and therefore their coaches and all the staff is invested in that person. So like when you train like a pro, you're not training like a pro.
It's more than just a workout.
Emulating, right?
And it's more than just a workout.
Yeah, it's the best thing I could say is from training like athletes and stuff. The best thing that you can do is get quality sleep.
Yeah.
Get quality food.
Yeah. And
get quality training. Don't go and just and get it consistently.
Yeah.
Like if you do those three things, and if you only have an hour to train every day or whatever, or let's say you have 6 hours a week to train.
Yeah.
But you do quality sleep and quality food.
Maximize that time.
And you maximize that 6 hours, you'll probably be faster than me. Because I don't maximize the quality food part. Quantity food, yes. I maximize the shit out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Man, speaking of food, love the food. We're after the first of the year, so.
Oh, how's the diet going, Danny?
Actually going pretty good.
Cut everything out?
I don't want to scare you, but I am back to the weight I was at when I rode Unbound.
Nice.
Which
I don't want to scare you either, but I haven't jumped on a scale since September.
I was nervous. About that. Because the last time I jumped on a scale, I was 5 pounds heavier than what I wanted to be, or than 5 pounds heavier than what I was around Unbound. And then when I stepped on the scale on the first, I was pretty close, and I've lost a few pounds this week. It's got to fluctuate. It's got to be a full week. It hasn't been quite a full week yet, so I haven't had a chance to see what the average is. But the good thing is I would say it's nice that I feel like I'm at least close to the weight I was when spring started last year, but I'm not where I need to be target wise.
I'm just too scared to even look, buddy.
I have got a different app for tracking my macros and everything that's been a lot more convenient. So,
which is that the Fuel In one?
No, I've kind of ditched that one because it's not quite mature enough. Okay. Like I think they advertise it really well with the fuel your workouts and timed calories, and they adjust your calories based on your planned workouts. It's synced up with Training Peaks and all. It's good. I mean, it's I'm sure it's all valid, scientifically proven, all the marketing words, right?
Just didn't work.
It's not that it didn't work, but it's like it's kind of clunky. The food logging's a little clunky. It's just not a well done app. It still feels very amateur. The experience of the app is not great. And there's also just some like reports and data that would be nice to have that's just not available, or not, at least if it is, it's not readily available. So if anybody from the Fuelin app is watching and wants to hear some more direct feedback, I'm happy to do that. But I found a different app that I'm using, and most of them have now implemented some kind of like AI where you take a picture of the food and it estimates what you have, which that's gotten better. It's gotten a little bit better.
The family got a one of those smart scales.
Yeah.
And so you can use the app and you put the
stuff on it,
and then it tells you all the macros and stuff in there. So
and it's helped with some of the like entry and stuff, but no, it doesn't really care. Like it doesn't care how many calories you've actually burned. All it cares about, and I like this, all it cares about is log everything you eat, right? Do your daily weigh-ins. Don't worry about what the number says. Just do your daily weigh-ins. And then over longer periods of time, it will adjust your calorie and macro targets based on your progress. So in other words,
I always hated that with
like it's trying
with some of the other apps. Like they count my workouts and they're like, "Oh, you're behind," and I'm like, "Yeah, but am I though?" Like,
right?
You don't.
I log even my nutrition that I take on the bike.
Yeah, I used to do that too, and then it's like, "Oh, you're like, you're so far behind," and I'm like, "But I don't feel behind." So you're telling me I got to eat like 1,000 calories, like. I can't physically stomach something like.
And then it's exactly. So so this thing I think does a pretty good job so far. And I'm only like a week into using it, but the app itself is it's a much better experience to use the app. Now whether it actually adjusts appropriately to get the results, I will tell you the biggest. Here's the thing about these apps. To me, it's not the app. It's just like training, right? It's not the app. It's not what the app can and can't do. It's the fact that you are writing down, logging what you're doing makes you so much more conscious.
Exactly.
And like, I really don't pay attention day to day if I'm above or below the calorie target, because I'm just, my goal right now is to eat a set number of grams of protein per eating session. So if I'm eating breakfast, I want to target. If I'm eating a snack, I want to target, right? So that's helping me get my protein throughout the day. And once you get the protein down, the rest of it kind of falls into place.
It's really hard to get anything else
in.
Exactly. Once you're eating enough protein that it tells you you're supposed to be eating, for guys our size.
Exactly.
It's really hard to put anything else in.
Yeah. And then once I get that down, and then it's like, okay, I still get an occasional sugar craving here and there, but like, hey, instead of going to Costco and getting the big chocolate chip cookie that's 750 calories, like
2 of them.
You get two of them. That's right. You get 2 of them. It's like, oh my gosh, it's 2 for one day. No, I get, instead of that, it's like, oh, well, maybe I'll just have like a very small, like, it can still be a sweet snack of some kind, but something much, much smaller. And just,
we've been doing those puff bars. They have protein in them.
Yeah.
And they're like just sweet enough. And they're like kind of marshmallowy. I'm like, that just cures that sweet craving for me. I'm like, this is just like a candy bar. I'm good now.
They are. That's exactly what they are. They are candy bars.
Yeah.
I can't do those types of bars because most of them have the sugar alcohols in them. Mm-hmm. And I mean, like I can eat them, they're fine, but they leave a really bad aftertaste for me that I just I can't stomach. And it's like the initial bite, they're good.
I can't eat them and then go work out. Like if I do that, whatever the sugar alcohol or whatever is in there, I will just feel like garbage.
Yeah, and I get
but it's a nice little treat. Like after
it takes that sugar craving away. And this is the thing too. We're in that time of year where all the health food is out. I mentioned this on our last episode about not a good source of protein, yet it's advertising. It's good. So I get a little skeptical of a lot of the stuff that comes out this time of year that talks about like being the healthy option, because then we start looking and dig into the nutrition on it. It's like, look at how much added sugars and things like that are actually in it. It's just like, so just trying to be more conscious of that kind of stuff. And
I think the biggest thing, especially for weight loss, that's helped me in the past is just the fact, like you said, just being conscious of what you're doing. Like what really helped me out too is like I had just like you, just a macro target of all the stuff I wanted to eat. Yeah. Or like, this is my protein goals, this is my calorie target. And then it basically, like what I would do is I would prep, all right, here's your stuff for tomorrow. The night before. Yeah. Just like this is all you get to eat.
Sounds like you. Sounds like something you would do.
Yep. I hate, again, I just tell my wife, she's like, well, we got to have different kind of dinners with this stuff. And I'm like, look, man, if I could just have like bachelor chow where you could just pour in something and then add water to it. I don't care what it tastes. I just eat it. I'm like, food is just there. Yes, I do love sweet stuff. Yes, I do I kill for pizza. I love pizza. Yeah. But it's like, if I could just, have something that would just hit the macros all the time, I would just eat the same thing over and over again.
I mean, we had, I made up some chicken thighs last week, and I I made them up with some really good like chipotle pineapple seasoning that's just phenomenal. And then made up some cilantro lime rice and seasoned black beans and some corn salsa. And it's starting to sound familiar, starting to sound like a chipotle bowl, right? And that's exactly what it was. We made homemade chipotle bowls, and I had that for like 4 straight meals.
Yeah.
And like
I do that all the time.
And like before, I'd be all worried about, that's all that rice and carbs and everything. But I'm like, yeah, but I'm getting so much protein. And so I eat that meal, and then I was not hungry for a long time afterwards. And then I'd have a protein snack or something like just to kind of hold me over between meals. And Greek yogurt's been I love Greek yogurt anyway, but so yeah, stuff like that's been really good. And I'm, it's just good. So I hope that I can sit here like 3 months from now and be like, that it was a good adjustment that I made. One just happened.
That app worked.
Well, the app, but then just, I've also been watching some YouTube channels because, I got rid of all of our streaming services last year. And so
Danny's the king of the YouTubes now.
And I found some really good channels on like food cooking frameworks, like and not so much meal prep, because I think meal prep, it like boxes you in. I gotta have chicken and peas the whole week. Like that sounds great.
Yeah, I'm not about the whole weekly plan, but I do like to have like kind of an idea what I'm eating the next day.
You definitely want that.
Because I don't want it to be a surprise, because then it'll be like, I had a big breakfast, and then I'm like, we're going out to lunch, and then I'm like, and then we're having pizza, and I'm like, I'm going to eat pizza now.
Exactly. And then we all, I'm sure everybody has the same problem. It's like, if you don't have a sense of what you're going to have for dinner that night, then guess what ends up happening? You end up like, well, let's just go get something to eat somewhere, or let's just throw in a pizza in the oven, or So we're trying to be more cognizant of that kind of stuff. But part of that whole like framework, it's like have stuff that you can cook rather quickly, so that you're not, even if you're like, I don't know what we're going to have. The
staples or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Having chicken thighs in the refrigerator. Worst case, I'll just throw in some chicken thighs and have some broccoli with it, and there's a meal.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Good.
So,
all right.
Good stuff. What else you got? Any other big?
Oh, here's a good one I saw. This is the last one. The last one, guys. The last clickbaity one. Where did I see it? All right. No cycling. Will I lose my cycling fitness if I only run?
Pretty much. Will I lose my cycling fitness if I only run?
If you only run, Danny.
I don't know. It's. I guess I've just been burned by too many athletes that primarily run, and then somehow they get on a bike and they kick my ass on the bike, and then I'm just like, well, apparently I'm just doing this wrong. I guess I should just run all the time.
Right, exactly. It's just
like, are you sitting on the couch doing nothing? Okay, if you're doing something active and
it's going to translate.
Yeah, like you're staying fit.
Yeah.
This is why people do cross training.
Yeah.
They don't lose the fitness. It just gets allocated a little differently.
Yep. So. Yeah, and in some cases, when you do the cross training, you come back and you've developed muscles that weren't engaged before. Now they're engaged, and wow, you're stronger.
So it's funny you say that, because that's actually something like I've we were talking before I started recording, and I was telling you about how I'm in a strength block right now, which I've made some adjustments to my training schedule. Now I'm in a strength block.
Already, people, he's already making changes.
But here's the thing.
Danny's the constant tweaker.
Yes, I'm a proponent of, you know what? So I made some tweaks in my training schedule, and it's like, I'm a big fan of, hey, you know what? It's okay to tweak things along the way.
Oh, yeah.
You should always be looking to make things better. Now, I might make it worse by doing that, but I'm confident that, hey, you know what? The things I'm going to do, I'm going to try to make it better. And I'm trying to be very thoughtful about the changes I'm making. And one of the things I recognized was I didn't really have good strength block in there. And I had some strength workouts I wanted to do, but one of the failure points I found in my training is if I don't dedicate to, this is the goal of the block, then if it doesn't directly contribute to the goal of the block, that's usually the first thing that gets shedded whenever I have like a conflict of some kind. Like don't have time or whatever. So when my training blocks are set up as I'm in a base phase, my goal is to ride X number of hours a week so I could get my aerobic base built up. Where did you hear strength in that anywhere?
Right? Exactly.
So guess what gets shed the first time there's conflict? My strength stuff goes out the window.
Right.
So by reframing it as a strength block, now my focus is strength.
Right.
So I was doing the workout the other day, and I was like, one of the final things was just like some planks, right? Some 3 by 45 second plank holds, I think is what it was. And then it did side planks. And I was like, gosh, those planks are terrible. I mean, I got through them, don't get me wrong. I mean, I was able to hold my planks, but I'm like, gosh dang, like, yeah, you're jackhammering all over the place. Yeah, exactly.
Why is the house shaking?
Exactly.
What's going on? Are we going to work out?
Right?
Are we in an earthquake?
I know, right? So I was like, man, my core is just, ugh. And so,
that could be shoulder stabilizing muscles too.
Could be anything.
It could be anything.
Could be anything.
Chances are it's the core.
But the core was definitely feeling it.
Yeah.
Especially the side planks, the obliques were really feeling it. Oh my gosh.
So speaking of the best side plank workout, dude, if you have a heavy enough weight, do suitcase carries.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they'll light you up for sure. They will light you up.
Yeah.
They will light you up for sure.
That was,
yeah. So
the side planks, they're rough too.
Yeah. So then
if you think about it, we never really do this. I mean, unless we do it the first couple gravel rides, you know, when you like first get off the bike and your lower back is all like jacked up. That's from the shifting of the bike underneath you. Yeah. But after you do that, you know, a couple of times, your body has kind of responded to it. But this year, you should have a little bit more control.
Yeah.
But
and I think too, like I've done core work, plenty of core work in the past, but probably not as consistently as I should have. But I think one of the aspects of generating power on a bike that often gets forgotten about, it's something we talk about all the time, but it's the core strength. Yeah. It's like bracing the core and really making sure you have that sort of that control and rotational control and all that kind of stuff, which we've talked with like Glute Dope or Doc. We've had people on here. We talked about all that stuff. Doesn't matter how many times you talk about it, you still tend to forget it.
It's like, as I was telling like, a parent the other day, it's like, I'll tell my kids to do something 10 times, and they'll never do it. And then some random stranger will come up and tell them to do the exact same thing. And they'll be like, so-and-so said I should do blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
yeah, exactly. That's what I told you.
I'm like, are you effing kidding me, bro? Mm-hmm. So no, but yeah, exactly. Like, core, you should never forget the core.
I know, right?
And again, it's the foundation. And if you can just work it into if it's your warm-up routine for the bike or your warm-down routine, just work it in there. It doesn't, again, we're not saying I never advocate for doing like 1,000 sit-ups a day, to make your rock hard 6-pack abs. This isn't the journey to 6-pack abs.
Yeah,
that's a good thing. It's you're spending the time now basically in the winter when you're not out riding 15 hours a week. Right. You're using that to build strength. Yep. And then guess what? When it comes to spring, all you're going into is maintenance of the strength, where you only really have to hit the muscle groups, maybe 1 or 2 times a week, and you won't get any atrophy. Right. And you still have so you build up all the gains. That's that's what which I like about the plan that you're on now, and I think that's a good change with the tweaking of the blocks to make sure that it was strength. Because I mean, a lot of times last year you were complaining a lot. You're like, I'm just riding base, and I don't feel like that's going to get me where I need to go. And I'm like, yeah, because the plan just assumes that you've never ridden 200 miles before. That's right. Like, I'm like, obviously, and we talked about it before, is like, you can definitely go out and ride 6 hours. If I had a gun to your family's head and just like, if you don't ride 6 hours, they're getting it. You could do it. And if you had to, you could probably get another 2 hours in. You'd suffer through it. And then if I said, you know what? You can have all the recovery you need at this Casey's gas station. Can you get 2 more hours? You could probably get another 2 hours in. Yeah. So you could get 10 hours in right now if you wanted to. Yeah. But
be miserable, but
again, you don't need the base to build up the 10 hours of worth of effort. You need that strength, which is good. I think that's a great tweak.
Yeah. And even more so, I think just acknowledging within the strength block that, hey, my core is not where it needs to be. So now I've made some adjustments with adding on some core specific things starting next week that are just going to be basically 10 extra minutes of just plank work.
1,000 sit-ups.
Yeah, right. No,
25,000 leg lifts.
Gosh, no.
No, it's just like,
but it'd be like bird dogs.
2 things. Yeah,
it'd be bird dogs, some planks, just some basic simple movements. And it's like stuff I can do in 10 minutes without a lot of warm up, and I just do it, you know? And it's like, again, it's just one of those things like, gosh dang, you should do it anyway, but you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, making a few tweaks already. I'm okay with that. Yeah. I don't mind changing things up.
No, you're good.
Yeah. So good stuff.
All right. That's about all I got for the old, clickbaity stuff. I just think it's just that time of year. Everything's slow. Nobody's doing anything. The Southern Hemisphere. If you watch any Australians, they're like, "Oh, summertime's here."
Yeah, right. Go to the beach.
Yeah,
they have beaches in Australia. I don't know.
Yeah, but they have those like box jellyfish.
Oh yeah, and that can kill you. Away from that. Yeah.
My arch nemesis, the jellyfish.
Arch nemesis. That's why you won't do an ocean swim triathlon.
Exactly why I will not do an ocean triathlon swim.
Yeah, I hear you.
So
cool.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right.
Thanks, everybody. If you liked our rambling, please give us a thumbs up. And what do you think is your favorite clickbaity article or video?
And link them, please. I want to take a look at them.
Yeah, I want to take a look at them. If you got them, definitely, I want to hear. I need some more YouTube rabbit holes to go down while I'm on the trainer.
Exactly.
So thank you to everybody if you made it through all this. And we'll talk to you later.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Please, if you like what we are doing here, leave a like, rate us, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. It really helps us grow and finds us more SufferSooner squad mates. And remember, when the finish line feels impossibly far away, we don't give up, we push harder, we dig deeper, and we find solace in the knowledge that our suffering is temporary and our resilience is forever.